Welcome to another episode of 600 Seconds. My guests are super long friends of mine, and I'm just going to get right into it. Chris, Josh, Michael from the Dexerto boys. Although they do actually work for Dexerto, they just own the company.
We own it, yeah.
That's pretty much it. First application that you open in the morning?
Probably Twitter or emails.
LinkedIn.
Slack.
Okay. Dexerto for me is the first application.
Well, the app doesn't work, so you're a liar.
It's been out of commission for a while?
It has,
yeah. Like maybe about 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
We realised just the website version was sufficient, we realised. So.
Yeah. So it was good. At least you... whatever. Okay, so 600 seconds is I just ask you guys a whole bunch of random questions. You choose or not choose to answer. Chris, the best gaming moment you've ever had?
Damn.
Took too long. Josh?
4th place, MLG Toronto.
You took 4th place.
Yeah. First European team to get into MLG Pro ever on console.
You see Gears of
What
War
game?
Pro as well?
Gears of War.
Gears of War. So
Yeah,
you
2008.
2008. Gears of War Pro. Nice, man. Congrats. Chris?
I mean, it was a bit exhilarating, despite it being a bit garbage. But I once represented the UK a couple of times on a mobile phone game, and when I first won the tournament,
WCG.
it was a real big win actually. That straight out there, so I was enjoying it as a
What
student.
game?
It was a game called Asphalt on mobile, and as a student, the prize was like €1,000 something. I was like, boom. This couldn't be any better.
Yeah.
I was living the dream.
Did you retire right after that?
Yeah, I mean, I was knocking on. We went to Germany, went to China. It was a good time.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know
Chucked
that.
it at the finals twice against a German guy.
Huh. Mikey?
All I've got is when we used to play what's the game? Ghost Recon, and we used to play like last man standing, and then but if you didn't kill everyone on the other team, it was a draw. So it was constantly a draw, hours and hours and hours. And then on this one map, I just got sick, so I just started running over this hill with an M60, shooting bullets before I even got over the top of the hill, and then I managed to just kill everyone on the other team, and it was a great moment.
It was more funny than it was.
It was
a huge
hilarious.
success story.
Yeah, I don't really have any gaming moments. I'm not that guy.
Okay. If you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what would you be doing?
Probably an accountant or something like that, I guess.
Did you go to school for that, or
I
did
went
you
to
just pick that out of the...
No, I went to university and did that.
Okay. Josh?
Fuck knows, mate. I think I would have just evaporated into nothingness. I think. Yeah.
You wouldn't have tried to be a
to begin
coder?
with.
Realistically, I don't know. It's really hard to say. I mean, I wasn't really into my writing before Dexerto, but not as a result of Dexerto. So probably something around that.
Around writing? Like
yeah.
journalism?
Yeah. So I was a columnist at Red Bull for a little bit. But really, I mean, to be honest, otherwise sales, I'd say.
Sales?
Yeah.
Mike?
I would have done what I did before Dexerto, which is just go aimlessly between jobs, pretending to do things, and then just, trying to make sure that they didn't work out, wasn't doing anything, and leave before that. So that's pretty much what I'd be doing.
Okay. What did you do before Dexerto?
Well, I guess EGL. So I've been in esports pretty much. The only other job I've really had was we've done various things between us. Like,
What was your first job you've ever had?
Working in a supermarket, so it's Asda, which is like Walmart, but in the UK. But I must have done maybe 30 shifts in total. I used to work the night shift, and I'd be on the checkout, and there'd be periods where there'd be no customers for like 2 hours. So I'd just sit there with like a roll of tape, just running it between my finger on the thing, just spinning around, just looking at it and thinking, wow, 3 minutes has passed of my shift, and it's 9 hours. It was torture.
Josh, first job ever?
Barman.
A barman?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So you work behind a bar.
Okay, a barman, like a bartender?
Yeah.
Okay, can you 18, right?
18, yeah.
18 is you can
You
serve.
can still serve even if you're not 18, I think.
I worked in a bar when I was 16. I was a glass collector, so I just went around and picked up a glass.
When we first moved to the United States, I was mind-boggled that I couldn't buy beer for my dad. It was like the word. Like I used to run to the corner store and buy like literally like 5 40 ounces and bring it to my uncles and after the football match, soccer. Yeah, and you first job ever?
Glass collector.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that.
So
I tuned it out the first time.
So
Good decision.
I worked in a really busy bar, and obviously people would drink drinks and then leave drinks everywhere. I was 16, so I couldn't serve. So what I'd do is I'd go around the bar, and everyone still smoked at the time, so you'd get like cigarettes, like marks on your arms and stuff because it was so busy. Go around, collect all the glasses, take it in the back, wash them. That was it.
Oh, glass. I thought you collected like Tiffany glass.
Oh,
and like,
no. In a bar. Sorry, yeah. I guess
you're
that's
a bus boy.
Yeah,
a bus boy.
basically.
Everybody who's watching
Yeah.
Is what it is. What is the dumbest thing you've ever spent your money on?
I mean, it's just stuff like getting too drunk and losing stuff, so then you've got to replace it. Like I had it was just before a friend got married in Cyprus, and I had like a super big night out. I don't condone binge drinking, especially to this level.
Yeah.
And I had a lot in a very short space of time.
Happened?
The thing is, I'm only 21. This is a result of it. Yeah, and I remember like we got there and I hit the booze too hard, absinthe specifically. And I remember walking down this hill and I rounded the corner and I put my card into the cash point, and then my brain just shuts off. And then I come around and it's broad daylight the next day and I'm on a park bench and I've lost my phone and €540. So really, that was a bad use of money, I'd say. So probably that.
Recently, I had a broken laptop and I needed to take it back to the Apple store. But I couldn't be bothered to set up a scheduled meeting to fix it. So I went to the Apple store anyway to buy another laptop.
That's not a dumb thing to buy.
Well, he's got 2 working laptops and the new laptop's not even as good as the old laptop.
Yeah.
Really? I have 2 working laptops. One here, one in my bedroom.
Show off.
Of course you do.
Well, no.
It's
For
even,
what?
even
For
less,
what do you need
it's,
two
it's even
laptops
less
for?
work. He considers
Working?
carrying the laptop.
I want to answer Mike's for his because he almost did it. He wanted to buy another charger so he could have one at work and at home, so he didn't have to take the charger out and put it in his bag.
I would totally do that.
But I bought, but the problem was I bought a knockoff one, not a knockoff, but not Apple branded. So then when you plugged it in, it just didn't even charge. So I sent it back. But
no, seriously, let you answer it.
I actually can't remember, but the other day I bought some nice new boots from Ted Baker, and I got them, tried them on, everything. But then I walked around outside for a bit just to see how they felt. But then when I looked at them, it actually counted as used, but they actually don't fit. So basically, wasted £100.
It's like when I wasted my money on shoes that I left at yours and you just gave them to a friend rather than sending them back. Thanks.
Well, yeah, he came to mine, and then we I can't remember why he left his shoes, but then I was like, look, Josh, let's be honest, I'm never going to send them. You're never going to ask for them, so I might as well just,
He said that after he'd given to his friend, by the way.
They're just gone, and then a friend of mine came around and he'd be wearing like proper shoes, and I was like, oh, just take these trainers.
That is outrageous thing to do. That. Yeah. What a good friend.
Excellent friend. All right.
Josh is the only one that would let me do that though, so it's fine.
Have you ever had a ghost experience?
A ghost?
Yeah.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay, so you haven't.
No, but my girlfriend, and I was recently in a situation where
your girlfriend's a ghost, so you're making it up. Doesn't exist.
No, she ghosted him.
So my auntie allegedly lives in a haunted house, and there's like things like my cousin would put something like weights in front of the door, and he'd wake up the next day and the door had been moved. And a number of members of my family believe in this strongly. And I was in a car. Weirdly enough, I can drive, but I can't drive. Like I've got a license, but I've actually not driven since I passed. So my grandma's driving me and my girlfriend somewhere, and they're speaking to me like I'm the dumb one for saying ghosts don't exist.
Yeah.
So long story short, no ghosts, but I know people who believe in it.
Josh?
No, I don't believe in that nonsense.
No.
Nah, no way. Never happened. Never will.
What is one funny fact about Chris that people don't know, that need to know?
Go on, say it.
No, don't go to the go-to. the go-to story about this, I'll explain it off camera, but it's not fit for the. It's not fit. For
I'll be the judge of that.
It's absolutely not fit for the internet.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know a fun fact about it. Like a weird fact that people wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'll help you. He cannot burp.
Oh, I can't burp.
That's true, and you know what? I've drunk a bit of this game fuel, and I'm actually really struggling at the moment because I'm like,
it's very fizzy.
Yeah,
and amazing.
it's super fizzy, and it's just like lurking. And if I have a night where I've drunk a lot of beer, by the end of it, like it looks like I'm 9 months pregnant.
Yeah,
it looks like I'm overdue.
Oh, yeah. I know Josh's.
And I'm just struggling, just going like this all night, and it's very unpleasant.
So one night, a couple of years ago, I bet him that they couldn't drink 16 beers. And they each said, it's like, what?
No, you bet him, and then I also did it, and you refused to pay me out, but you paid him out.
Well, yeah, because the bet was the bet was just between us two. You paid the bar tab because you didn't. The deal was you'd pay for the bar tab and pay me $100.
Yeah, and
you seemed like you were adamant I couldn't do it, and then when I did do it, you were upset. So you were like, well, you're not getting the money. I'm just giving it as a tip.
Yeah,
so
you give it a
girl
tip to the
took
woman.
it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but so that included Mike, basically.
So 32 beers between both of them, and then he says, I can't burp. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how do you live? Like your butt has to burp at some point. I mean, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah, it comes out the other end, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, after a big night, my bedroom's not the best place.
Josh?
So Josh, until we pointed out, he used to, when he'd be on the phone, so if someone says you're on the phone, you do that. But he used to do it upside down.
No.
Like that.
Whoa.
Mike?
Good question. I don't know.
That was an obvious one.
What is it?
He he loves his sauce. So he once made a sandwich with about 9 sauces on it. It was fucking disgusting.
Okay, wait. When you say sauce, go on.
Like sauce that like dip that you put
Mayo
on.
and mint sauce with.
No, I obviously did all the sauces just to be like
Funny,
yeah.
but it was delicious.
It wasn't delicious. No. It had it had mint sauce on it, cranberry, like all the different types. So
Yeah, elbow.
yeah. No.
Another fun fact about Chris is that when he gets super drunk, he'll just take off running in one direction.
Yeah, that's true as
Yeah,
well.
that I've turned that down a bit. We were explaining that.
You explained it. You explained it.
So, yeah, so he'll get hammered, and then I'll be like, I think the first time I ever saw it, we were out in Newcastle, which is where I'm from, and we'd be obviously drinking a lot all day, and then suddenly he's like, lads, I need to go get something. I was like, what are you on about, Chris? You don't need to get anything. And then he just belted off in the distance. I didn't see him for a few hours, and then he came back.
Yeah,
it was really odd.
Like I'm a bit worried that this podcast is painting me as some sort of like raging alcoholic, which is just
It's not.
far from the case. With 3 stories into it, but yeah, it did happen once in Paris at a gaming event, and we were in the VIP thing, so it was like free pour booze, and I obviously went overboard a bit. This is in my younger years, and apparently I don't really remember this. We were in a taxi on the way back. And we pulled up with some lights. Bear in mind, there's a number of us in the taxi, and it's not like I think we prepaid it. So it's not like I was dodging a fare.
Yeah.
And it pulled up at the lights. I just got up and ran off, and like again, my brain kicks back in, and I'm in the middle of Paris, and it's raining heavily, and I'm like, where the hell am I? And I call the person who I'm sharing a room with, Nick, and he's like, oh yeah, mate, you just got out of the taxi and ran off. And I'm like, well, I don't even know how to get back. So I was walking for like another hour and a half at least. At one point, a car drove past and like sprayed me from a puddle, and I've never seen that happen except from on TV, but it got me bad. And so I'm real wet at this point, and I eventually get back to the venue, and I'm like, right, I kind of know the way from here. And I get in, and then and the funniest bit about the story is the next day, Nick I was sharing a room with, he was also pretty drunk, and he made a horrible mess in the room. There was sick everywhere. He just woke me up at like 7, and he's just walking around the room going, "Fuck, mate, I've missed my flight. I've definitely missed my flight," and he did. So he had to spend £500 on a replacement flight, so that was good for him. So overall,
right,
real success story.
Let's round it out. If you could turn any animal in the animal kingdom into a pet the size of this laptop, just like the size of a chihuahua, any animal in the animal kingdom, what pet would you pick?
Maybe an elephant. That'd be an alright pet.
What was the question?
If you can turn any animal in the animal kingdom into a pet the size of this laptop.
So you resize
It's like a
it.
So you
micro,
resize
like a
them.
micro pig has been resized.
Yeah.
Don't exist, but yeah.
Fucking